Good morning. We are live from Lexington on the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution.
Yes, and reenactors are taking to the Lexington Battle Green this morning. There are so many people here, and we are joined by historian Brooke Barbier to tell us a little bit more about the battle itself. And Lexington was actually the first stop before they went to Concord.
Yeah, in fact, the British Redcoats were marching from Boston towards Concord, and they stopped inadvertently in Lexington because there were some militia lined up ready to take them on.
And you told me off camera, and I find this so interesting, we still don't know today who fired the first shots.
That's right. Historians don't know. When the first shot was fired, the British soldiers began firing immediately. So as soon as that first shot rang out, without orders, the British soldiers fired. But we don't know today. It may have come from a colonist who was overeager. It may have come from an overtired redcoat. But as soon as that shot was fired, the redcoats fired without orders.
Now, here in Lexington, there was a small group of Minutemen, and while they didn't necessarily win against the British, they really took away that element of surprise, though, for the Minutemen in Concord so that they were able to be successful. Talk about that.
Paul Revere sets off on his famous midnight ride 250 years ago, last night into this morning, to warn Lexington and Concord. And his goal, he gets to Lexington, and his goal was to warn John Hancock and Samuel Adams that they were in danger, and they leave. But when Revere arrived to Lexington, Hancock then sent out a warning to Concord. So even though Revere didn't make it to Concord, the message made it to Concord. And by 8 in the morning, they'd already heard about the battle as well. And so you're right, it prepared the men in Concord for the fight that was coming. The men in Lexington didn't know there was a battle about to break out, but the men in Concord sure did.
And then how did this set the stage for the American Revolution moving forward?
Well, so this is the period, this is the day, the very moment that we go from resistance and rebellion to war. It changes from being violent protests and tarring and feathering to actual war.
Unbelievable. You can't help but think about what that must have felt like, especially this morning, this happening at the same time as those troops fought. It's just unbelievable. So thank you so much, Brooke, for being with us. You are going to be here all morning walking us through what happened. We are so excited to delve more into the history with you.
Thank you, Brooke.